We will call the meeting to order. One council member has not yet arrived. He is supposed to be arriving very shortly. This is a regular meeting of Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in Council Chambers, 216 Main Street West, Swan River, Manitoba, this 14th day of September 2021 at 7 p.m. Present in chambers, myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillors Foster, Gade, and Pierrepont, with Councillor Kushniryk via telephone and Councillor Wills expected shortly. Also in chambers with us is our Assistant CAO, Wiebe, and Jeremy Bergen doing the politics. Okay, first resolution, big resolve that the agenda. Here. Pardon me?
Hello, it's Top.
Could you repeat who it is, please? Hello? Did someone just join the conference call? Meredith, can you hear me? There's background noise too. Whoever is on, please mute your phone so it is not disruptive. I will reread the first resolution. Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of council held this 14th day of September 2021 shall be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by Councillor Foster. Who has just joined us? On the conference call, who has just joined us, please? You must identify yourself to be part of the conference call. Who has just joined us? You must be present or present yourself, your name, to be part of the conference call. We are waiting for a name of the last two individuals who joined the conference call. What do we do? Shut down the conference call and get our councillor to call in on a private line? People aren't going to conform. That is what we're going to have to do.
Point of order, Mr. Reeve. The Manitoba Municipal Act provides that we must have open meetings to the public. If we shut down the conference line, we're not having an open meeting.
And if people who are on the conference call do not follow the rules, we cannot have a proper open meeting.
Would you be able to point me to where those rules exist in writing?
Councillor Gade, I am not going to be entertaining any grandstanding. We have an issue here and we want it resolved. Whoever has joined the conference call, please identify yourself.
I'm just curious.
We have one more who has just joined the conference call. Please identify yourself.
Sean here.
Sean? What's the last name, Sean?
ACAO, yes.
Sean, are you there? Sean, are you on the conference call?
It could have been John. John Wiebe.
John?
I think you have a transmission problem. Only hearing the names of people signing in, but nothing off the table.
It appears someone else has joined the conference call.
Yep.
Who is it, please?
Reeve. Oh, Nicole Bailey.
Thank you.
Did you get my name, Meredith?
We got you, Meredith, at the beginning, yes.
Thank you. Sharon? And Katie. And Pat.
And last names are?
Ryan.
Ryan who?
Immigrant.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Pat Lyon.
John Pasternak.
Pam McCula.
Okay, just
Brent
one
Gale.
at a time, please, and we're having to record this.
Okay.
Got them all?
Pam McCula, John Pasternak, Ryan Immerker, Nicole Bailey. There's a Sharon and a Katie still.
Sharon, are you there?
Yes.
What is your last name, Sharon?
Medill.
Medill, thank you.
And Katie.
Katie, your last name?
Katie Kowalchuk.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Is there anyone else who has joined who has not identified themselves?
Olivia Acorn.
Olivia Acorn. Okay, got her.
Okay, and Derek was one other one?
Derek Shaw.
Derek Shaw, thank you, guys.
Brent Ball.
Brent, who?
What's your last name, Brent?
Scales.
Okay, thank you.
Thomas.
Did you catch on? What was that last one?
Bob Thomas.
Who?
Bob.
Thomas.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Ryan Medill.
Thank you, Ryan. Anyone else?
Chris Ridley.
Two people were speaking at the same time.
Chris, who?
Did you get Lynn Bronkier? Sorry.
Lynn Bronkier. Okay, and Lynn Bronkier I got.
Chris
Chris. What's the last name?
Could you repeat that,
It
please?
was Chris Stanley.
Chris Stanley.
Sandlin. Okay, got it.
Okay, any others?
Marty Rod. Scully.
Okay, we got Marty. The other one was?
Rod. Last name Fitzconley.
Disconley.
Lyle Foggart.
I didn't get Rod's last name.
Rod, we need your last name again, please.
Last name is Fitzconley.
How do you spell that?
Pidskallny.
Okay.
Thank
here
you.
we go. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Could you please repeat that last one?
Leanne Collecta.
Thank you, Leanne. Anyone else?
Stewart.
See.
Stewart, was that the last name? Could we have the last person again, their name, please?
Sarah Rewert.
Okay, got it.
There were two of them, Reeve, I think, as well. Was there a Reeve that was mentioned, or Reeves? Has everyone then identified themselves?
Bert Reward.
Is that the last name?
Yep, that's his problem.
Okay, anyone else? If not, thank you all for attending via telephone. Resolution is on the table. for the agenda. Any discussion? Councillor Gade.
Last week, I submitted a couple items for the agenda in accordance with our procedures bylaw, but they don't seem to have made it onto the agenda. I was hoping to still have them added tonight, and I actually had one more I wish to add. So I wanted to have a discussion about setting a date for a public hearing about fire protection and purchased services. I was hoping to have a discussion about next steps for fire protection. Those are the two I submitted, and given the volume of callers tonight, I wonder if council would entertain hearing from some of those people before we make them sit through the whole meeting.
This isn't a public hearing.
I'm just asking the question. Council is welcome to make their own decision.
And
I think it's actually a little premature to be sharing information that we aren't even sure of yet as a council. And the fact-finding mission is ongoing. And when facts are nailed down, they will be shared with the public as they have been in the past. I don't know how the rest of you feel. If you want discussion when you aren't really knowing the total facts.
So just to be clear, then council is refusing to discuss fire protection and protective services tonight?
I guess what it comes down to is that we don't have a whole lot of things that are nailed down yet.
We have a resolution to buy a $300,000 fire truck and to build a fire hall, so it sounds like we have some nailed down. I know a lot of
So
people.
you have shared that.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
have the floor. Please behave yourself.
Listen,
When I'm speaking, you don't interrupt me. It's rude.
Councillor Gade,
You're interrupting.
I happen to chair this meeting.
And I had the floor because I was speaking. You gave me
You
the
did
floor.
not ask permission for the floor, you just began speaking.
May I have the floor?
You may.
Thank you. We have a resolution passed to purchase a $300,000 fire truck. We have passed a resolution to construct a fire hall and fire department to go with it. We have a number of people wishing to have public input on that matter. I think it would be appropriate for us to discuss tonight setting a date and time for a public meeting where these people could have their concerns heard. If we're refusing to do that, I think it's very wrong to say we don't know anything. If we don't know anything, then gosh, why have we bought a fire truck?
We have made provisions for those two things, which required a resolution be passed. However, all of the facts are not yet in, and I repeat again, that rather than speculation, let's deal with facts. There's enough speculation on social media, frankly. I will ask a question. Anyone prepared to add Councillor Gade's suggestions to the agenda?
not at this time. I have no problem with a public hearing, but until we have all the information to give them, I don't see any intentions of doing that until we have that information.
Okay, the feeling seems to be that we must gather the information prior to calling a public hearing. So I will call the question. All in favor? Opposed?
Yes, Councillor Kushniryk.
Okay, declare the resolution carried 4-1.
It's just updating here. Okay, should be good to go.
Okay, next resolution. Minutes. Minutes. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held August 24th, 2021 be adopted as presented. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster. Seconder. Councillor Pierrepont. minutes. Have you had a chance to review them? And if so, are there any errors or omissions? Not, call the question, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Next resolution. Be it resolved that the minutes of the special council meeting held on September 7th, 2021 be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover for that resolution?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by
Kushniryk?
Councillor Kushniryk. Any errors or omissions in those minutes? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, we will get on to number 7, Rural Animal Control Officer's Report for August 2021. Be it resolved that the Rural Animal Control Officer's Report for August 2021 be received by Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West. And be it further resolved that payment for the above services be approved as submitted. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Comments or questions? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
And that is carried.
Yeah, so far I'm good. I can keep up so far, yeah.
Okay. Next resolution. Okay, we just had someone join us on the conference call. Who was it, please? Someone just joined us on the conference call. Could you identify yourself, please?
Could be somebody leaving.
Bill, did we get the same note or noise when someone leaves?
You do, but I ask anyway just to be sure.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, next resolution is be it resolved that the bylaw enforcement officer's report for August 2021 be received by council for the municipality of Swan Valley West. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster. Seconded by
Kushniryk?
Councillor Kushniryk. Questions or comments on that report? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Next resolution. Be it resolved that the Swan River Fire Department response report for the month of August 2021 shall be received by council of the municipality of Swan Valley West. A mover for that resolution, please.
Kushniryk?
Moved by Councillor Kushniryk. Seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any questions on that report? Okay, if there are none, call the question. All in favor?
Still have my hand up for a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just was looking at the report, I noticed that the Swan River Fire Department responded to a call on Ponton Drive, which is in Swan Valley West. I know there's, sounds like there's some of the firefighters perhaps on the call tonight, so certainly thank you very much, gentlemen, for responding, and ladies. It's very nice to have a fire department to go to a call in Swan Valley West.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Next resolution, 7.4 on the agenda. Be it resolved that in accordance with sections 300 and 326 of the Municipal Act, the changes to the 2021 assessment roll for the Municipality of Swan Valley West shall be accepted by the Council and applied to that portion of the 2021 taxes as described on the reports received from the Province of Manitoba Assessment Services, Swan River Office, dated September 10th, 2021, copies of which are attached. Mover for that resolution? Moved by Councillor Foster. Seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any discussion? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Next is 7.5, a subdivision application. The resolution reads, whereas the owners of the southeast one quarter of section 263629W have made application to subdivide their property, and whereas the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West has reviewed said application, along with the letter received from Community and Regional Planning dated August 17th, 2021, and have no objections to the aforementioned subdivision. Therefore be it resolved that we do hereby approve the subdivision of the aforementioned property, providing all conditions and requirements set out in said letter from the Province of Manitoba Community and Regional Planning Branch are met. A mover for the resolution, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, we'll move on to number 8, financial items. First resolution deals with general checks. Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. General checks number 17188 to 17235 in the amount of $112,104.42. Mover for that resolution? Moved by Councillor Pierrepont. Seconded by Councillor Foster. You got beat out, Councillor Kushniryk.
Yeah, next one's mine.
Any questions or comments? All had a chance to review?
Just get me that motion.
There being none, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried.
I apologize.
Next resolution, 8.2. Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Payroll payments number 378, checks number 3784 to 3797 in the amount of $20,318.73. Mover for that resolution?
Kushniryk.
Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any questions, comments? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. 8.3, council indemnities. Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Indemnities for August, checks number 3798 to 3807 in the amount of $10,606.50. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any questions? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, 4 under discussion, number 9, 9.1, survey for the Benito Cemetery. Do you have anything specific that you can give us there? I guess they are nearing capacity and they are looking for additional areas to inter people. And we have in the, looks like the northwest corner, that is going to be surveyed to establish the property lines. And I guess maybe what we should be doing too is thinking, be forward thinking and seeing if any more property adjacent, either on the west, east or north side, might be feasible for expansion.
There is some on the north side there.
There is some to the north. So we can put that on a list, a to-do list for our administration. And
When would that surveying be done?
I was not notified when it actually would happen, but I would assume that they would want to do it prior to winter time.
It said staking can be done this year, surveying plots in 2022.
So that's the.
Oh, staking can be done?
That's what
Okay.
it says on this paper.
Now, surveying the plots, I think what they were looking for also were the extremities of the boundary, where the boundary actually lies to the property, the existing cemetery.
Okay, I coincidentally received a call for a plot that might be encroaching on another one, to put it nicely. So this might just be timely, and that'd be great if we could get that done.
For sure. Any other comments? Okay, if not, we will move ahead to the CMHA 2021 Annual General Meeting. Resolution reads, be it resolved that council member be authorized to attend the CMHA 2021 AGM and that expenses be allowed for the same. I'm not sure whether this is going to be all held online, is it? Or is there in person?
It says via Zoom.
Seems to me we're going to
Register
go-
to attend. A link to the Zoom AGM meeting
Yeah.
will be sent to you.
Okay, in previous years, I have gone and actually presented them with their annual grant. And if no one has any objection, I would attend on behalf of council and ensure that they receive their grant monies as well. Someone would like to suggest that my name be inserted there? Councillor Blosha is indicating so. Okay, I'll reread it. Be it resolved that council member Reeve Galloway be authorized to attend the CMHA 2021 AGM and that expenses be allowed for same. Do we have a mover for the resolution? Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Do we have anything under unfinished business?
I don't know of anything else.
And then go to committee reports. James usually records what happens.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be typing them, I'll be entering them in here.
It can just be handwritten.
Sure. Should be the next one, yeah.
Okay, we'll start with Councillor Kushniryk.
Okay, so I think the only meeting I was in attendance for lately was with the library board. The general business continues as always. They just completed an electrical upgrade to the Swan River library for new lighting. It was part of a I think it was an energy efficiency program. So that has been complete now. And as of late, I've heard of some graffiti complaints on the library. So that'll be looked into and investigated and see what we can do with that. But yeah, all is well.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Blosha.
I attended an interview and a transportation meeting on the same day, and a special meeting where we were all in attendance as well.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Wills is still not with us. Councillor Pierrepont.
I attended 2 shared services meetings with Manitoba's Bozeman, a special meeting, as well as dealing with repair concerns with as far as brush cutting and debris on the roads.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Gade.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend any committee meetings, so I'm still not on any committees. I did have quite a few people get in touch with me in the last little while, especially in the last week. A few of them asked to have their concerns mentioned specifically. One was a gentleman who was a farmer south of Swan River in our municipality. He wished to have it mentioned tonight that he is a farmer and is not in agreement with the plan to create a second fire department. I've had communication with several other people. Unfortunately, I'm unable to report that any of the people that I had communication with support our plan for a second fire department. Many of them were also asking that I specifically mention tonight that they wish to have a public meeting where they are able to discuss the matter. I'm not sure if they're even asking for a public hearing for so much as they're asking for a public meeting where they would be allowed to speak, ask questions, and share their views. That's my report.
Thank you. Councillor Foster.
I shared service meeting with Bozeman there, special meeting, transportation meeting, and ratepayers requests there. I had some.
Okay, I attended a transportation meeting, special meeting, MMSM webinar, interviews, district planning meeting, fire meeting, and shared services. Okay, is that going to be on here for me to?
Yeah, you can try it right now.
Not sure if it makes a big difference there, but I was at that special meeting as well.
Okay. Okay, the next resolution, be it resolved that we do hereby accept the following verbal reports regarding council committees and communications. Councillor Kushniryk, Library Board meeting and special meeting. Councillor Blosha, interview, transportation, special council meeting. Councillor Pierrepont, shared services, two shared services, special council meeting and ratepayer concerns. Councillor Gade, ratepayer concerns, Reeve Fire Department, requesting a public meeting. Councillor Foster, shared services, special meeting, transportation, and ratepayer requests. As far as myself, transportation, special council, MMSM webinar, interviews, district planning meeting, fire meeting, and shared services. Do we have a mover for that resolution, please?
But Mr. Gade attended the special meeting as well.
Pardon?
Mr. Gade attended the special meeting as well.
It wasn't on here, but we will.
I'll fix that.
Add it?
I'll fix that.
Excellent.
Right now.
So added behind Councillor Gade is attendance at a special meeting. Do we have a mover for the resolution?
Kushniryk.
Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any discussion or anything to add to any of the reports?
Just one question for Mr. Gade. You're saying they're requesting a public meeting for the fire department?
To talk, I think they want to talk about all purchase services, but specifically the idea of creating a second fire department seems to be what the request is. I know tonight we sort of used the idea of meeting and hearing interchangeably. I think legally we have to hold a hearing, but what they're asking for right now is a public meeting, not necessarily a month or two from now, but like in the next few days, to talk about what the options are and make sure council's aware of their concerns.
Well, that's good, because as a counselor, I would like to make them aware of what we're dealing with, because nobody in the media has put on there that it is not about the fire department and us being unhappy with the fire department. It has got to do with shared services, and if we don't pay pool, we don't get fire. It's not just that we don't want a fire department, it is that we are dealing with everything. And that has not been stated anywhere.
It would be good to share that information. Swan Valley West could even look at perhaps sending out a press release that said something like that.
I'm not gonna argue in the public.
Good.
Anything further? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, the next item would be going into camera. Recently, we have afforded those in the gallery or those attending via telephone or Zoom, when that was available to us, the opportunity to comment or pose a question on anything that has been discussed or on the agenda here tonight. So I will now open up the line. If anyone has a question, please feel free to ask it now, or comment.
Yes, Reeve, Galloway. As a ratepayer who has had to deal with fire in the past, I would like to thank the current council for their due diligence in making sure that we do have fire protection on an ongoing basis, and I realize that they're under a lot of pressure.
Okay, just to remind you, fire was not on the agenda, but thank you for the comment. Anyone else have a comment or a question? Okay, well, thank you very much for attending, those of you that are still on the line. And for us here in the chamber, we will take a short intermission and be back to the business of running the municipality. Thank you all again for attending.
Thank you.
Next resolution, be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 4 of the Municipal Act, this meeting shall be reopened to the public. Mover, please.
Sure.
Councillor Pierrepont,
Second it.
seconded by Councillor Blosha. All in favor?
Yep.
That is carried. Okay, we have 2 resolutions to go. Next resolution. Whereas bylaw number 80219 allows for the establishment of a special committee by resolution, and the business to be dealt with by that committee must be specified. And whereas council deems it expedient to establish a special committee to investigate the potential reorganization of municipal fire protection services, therefore be it resolved that a special committee be established for this purpose with the following council members assigned thereto. They include myself, Councillors Blosha, Foster, Kushniryk, Wills, and Pierrepont. Mover for the resolution, please.
Kushniryk.
Okay, can I take his movement? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk. Seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any discussion? Go ahead.
So I'm troubled by this because we're in the section of resolutions arising from in-camera discussions. Nothing about this resolution was discussed in camera tonight. There was no indication given this resolution was coming forward. This should have been in the general business of council if council felt it was important. Obviously, the resolution was written prior to the meeting. We knew it was coming. We didn't even give lip service to this in camera. I am extremely concerned that we're creating a new committee and appointing 6 members of council to it, but not appointing me to it. I feel that I have plenty to bring to the table with information, questions, comments, discussion on creating a new fire department or reorganizing our existing one, yet I'm excluded from it again. I also question significantly the idea of creating a committee that has quorum. Because as I think we should agree at least, any committee that has quorum is actually a meeting of council. It is not a committee meeting. So by doing this, you are excluding me from meetings of council that legally speaking are meetings of this council, not of a committee. I strongly, strongly object to that. I would like a recorded vote.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Not, we'll call the vote. Councillor Blosha,
Yes.
Councillor Wills,
Yes.
Councillor Pierrepont,
Yes.
Councillor Gade,
No.
Councillor Foster,
Yes.
and myself, yes.
Kushniryk.
Oh, and Councillor Kushniryk.
Yes.
Resolution is carried 6-1. Anything else from anyone?
I have an item for section 14. I'm giving written notice to the Assistant CAO that if I have the intention to bring forward Resolution 2021-114 from September 7th, 2021, to be reviewed, varied, or rescinded for the next regular meeting of council. That's the resolution authorizing the creation of a second fire department.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing further, be it resolved that this meeting shall now adjourn at 9:13 p.m. Be it further resolved that the next meeting is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Order, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Bell. All in favor?
Okay, yes.